Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. You have a very challenging audience.
Tough crowd.
Tough crowd.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Actually, this is much better. This is close. And I'm recording it also, and if I make half a sense, I'm going to put it out on YouTube also. And if that happens, anybody who's watching on YouTube, please don't share forward. Consume it for yourself. If it's making sense, don't share forward. Sit with it. Rabbi Shrehli Sadri. What I actually want to share is something that I need to hear and do myself, all of us. The first thing that I want to just as a housekeeping is to understand my pronouns. I'm very careless with them. I may be saying you are responsible, and I am the most powerful thing in the universe, and that may sound very awkward and stuff, but what I mean is we, us. No matter how our use of, you and I, the bottom line is that it's us that I'm talking about, each one of us. So that's out of the way. Most of us are, I would guess, I don't see any younger crowd. And so the world has changed right under our feet in the last 2 decades. And we are entering a new kind of world order in which the older stories, the older concepts are breaking down real fast. And there is a disorientation across the globe that where are we heading, where are we at, which side is up, what is good, what's the purpose of life. All the big questions are up in the air one more time. In the last 100 years, we have seen this guy, his name is Yuval Noah Harari. He's a famous historian, very popular writer. And he says that, humans, we live by stories. That's his way of putting it. For example, Islam, if you put it in front of him, he says the story is that there is a creator who has created this universe, and this we are his creation. And it is, the point is to see what we do with ourselves, how we make ourselves, and after we die and wake up on the other side, if we will be judged. So that's the story of Islam. So it's, in the last 100 years, there were a number of stories that humanity were living. There was imperialism, fascism, communism, and then liberal democracy and all that. And all these stories, every story was saying, we are the one that should be prevailing and everybody should be living under us this way. But imperialism, at least in West, crumbled, and fascism went down in 1938, and communism collapsed in front of us in 1990s. The last thing was Soviet breakdown. And the liberal democracy, the human right, and free speech and free will and individualism, that became the main thing, and it was thought that this is how it's going to be forever now. It's going to get more and more refined, and all the countries will have democracies and all that, and that story has crumbled. It's no more trusted. People don't trust it anymore. Brexit, Trump, is a real shock to the core of it, where people have lost trust, economically also. 2008, people have lost interest on this economically also. And then on top of that, we are entering technologically advanced stage of humanity in which we are not ready for it. Advancement is too fast and too ahead now, and we are in a catch-up phase, and we don't know how to really manage it to our benefit. And all of this is actually very disorienting for everybody. And it is an opportunity also for us, the Muslims, to make sense. This is it. I think, there are a lot of theories being put up by the West also, and they are saying, this Harari guy says, is Islam the answer? Are we going to break down into a more nationalistic thing, or one government globally, or is it going to be Islam? He puts it in his book. So people see the potential of it also. And it is this challenge and this problem that we are facing that we need to wake up to. And when I say we, I mean we 10 people. And the one guy who's watching on YouTube. That's it. Yes, we need to wake up. And out of these 10 people, the foremost guy who needs to wake up is me to this reality. Not because it's a great thing to do, but because it is the actuality of this is the challenge that we have been given by Rabbul Alameen. To be born in these times, if we are going to have like, this yet another Sunday at Rolling Meadows or ISMS and, business as usual, let's do this, and then we are sleeping. The world is absolutely different. And I'll probably go into a little bit detail of how it is challenging and what we need to do. But what I want to bring back with this background is the title. I'll attempt to see for myself as I stand in front of you and share a kind of weight training, a kind of exercises to build ours, inner selves. Because in today's time, when we are absolutely flooded by the irrelevant information, to have the clarity is the power. If you have clarity today, boy, you are blessed. So to have that clarity, we must have some kind of inner space that we can, be rooted on and then grow it. And the benefit of that is not just me or you will have the benefit of it. The benefit will spill over to first the family and the community, and then inshallah global, if Allah wills and if we do it right. So that's what the attempt is. So we are going to talk about how to build our inner selves, how to practice it in a daily way or however it works. one of the things that is crucial is to have the ability about the soul building, to have the ability of being alone. We usually tend to go through the day with context. And in that context, we always have audience. Whether it's our family, our colleagues, our community, our friends, our general public, whatever, we have audience. Even if you're sitting alone, or you might be daydreaming, and in that daydreaming, we are going through situations. We are dealing with audience, and that is kind of a thing that needs to be aware of, and then be alone. To find a space which is absolutely for your own self. If one can do that, it's a challenging thing to do. It's really a challenge to be silent and in solitude. That is, if one can attain that, that's the fountainhead from which clarity will begin to develop. And that solitude, luckily for us Muslims, we have Allah Ta'ala there to sit with. You can't escape Allah Ta'ala anywhere. So you have a good anchor point to sit with. So even salah, or just fair zikr, or even your idea of meditation, it's easier for us, I think, to be alone in a meaningful way. Usually in meditation, it is asked to go blank. And that is harder to do. One of the things as an exercise that I would suggest is breathing. I know it's cliche, but it's the most fundamental feel of life. If you want to feel your existence, the most tangible thing is if you can see your breath and see the blessing of it. And so this is kind of a stuff that is where you can be alone and start building an individual space. Just like bodybuilding, soul can be built also. In bodybuilding, they identify different areas of the body, and they do one day, chest and shoulder, and another day they do arms, and another day they do back and abdomen, and they do legs on them. So there are different areas that they build body. Think of building soul the same way. There are some areas that you can identify and actually attune to those and build them. Once you have isolated yourself, once you are in solitude, the first area that I want to introduce is nature. There are 5 areas I'll share with you. One is nature. Quran is full of it. Look around. Look at the wind, look at the animals, look at your food, look at yourselves, look at the nature, look at the clouds, look at water, name it. I mean, you will not find a hole in this universe. You will not find a gap. And it's a matter of sitting with it. For example, by the way, every single thing that we experience, we look at, has levels of experiencing it. So even if you take orange juice, you can, there can be somebody who's so used to it that they drink it without even noticing it. And they're just busy elsewhere and then taking a sip and then keep doing what they're doing, zero acknowledgement. But if you give this fresh, squeezed, cold, awesome, great orange juice to, hungry, homeless boy on the streets of Bombay, that will be a lifelong experience for him. So the same orange juice, somebody has experienced on a different level. And somebody has, so it's the same reality, but it has levels of how deeply you experience it. So if I tell you that, the sun rises from east, it's a natural phenomenon. And yeah, so, but if you tune to it, it is mind-blowing. Right now, we are sitting on this planet and it's rotating, spinning rather, 600 miles roughly towards east. And the sun is not rising. It's just the illusion that we get. And if you start orientation, really, if you have the ability to orient yourself with the sky, you will be blown away by the amazing system that has been placed, which is going on for billions of years without a hiccup, major hiccup. If you see sun anytime, or rather next time, know that 6 months later you'll be on the other side of it, for real, really. And that's amazing. It's right now you're not just spinning eastward, but you are also flying. If this is sun, and we are here spinning like this, we are also going like this, and we'll be coming around 6 months later, we'll be here, and then the whole year will complete. So we are flying around this way also. And there's a way to, if you want to do orientation, I'm just going to this is an additional fun fact, that you can point to sun and go 90 degrees in the direction it's going. And that's the direction that the earth is flying towards. So if the sun, let's say, is right over there right now, and it's going to set over there, so if I go 90 degrees over there, that's where the earth is flying. So we are spinning this way, but we are going that way. And that is like 74,000 miles per hour. Maybe 77,000 miles per hour or something. So, I know this is like numbers, meaningless or whatever, but if one can sit in really solitude and actually tune to this reality, because this is real, and tuning to it that you really appreciate, you sense it, you see it, and then you align with it. Yeah, I'm sitting on a big rock flying through space in so many ways. It depends on what your reference point is. There's so many motions. Not only it's going, the sun is going around galaxy is also flying somewhere in the cluster, and then supercluster and blah blah blah. So how far can you tune yourself in actual sense that you sense it? That is where your depth in experience will begin to come. And this is just an example. Orange juice, sun in the east. This, sound, words, language, eardrum vibrating, we are making sense out of this. Retina, it's crazy. It is absolutely mind-boggling, and I can't express it. If you can't process it, I can't process it beyond one point. But that is where, if we can sit, and that's the exercise. That's the first weight training. That's the one area. Out of 5, one area is nature that you sit and you tune into, and that is when you're going to build your inner muscle. It does not mean that I have already built it. I have not. But this is, whoever one of us will do that will have the benefit, advantage. Will be a stronger person, bigger person, a fuller life. And so that's solitude, silent, and then you start your exercising, and nature is one of them. Second area, time. When I say time, I mean the share of it that we have, I have. I have limited breaths. I'm already short one. No matter how I cut it, whether I process it or don't, whether I appreciate it or don't, it's going away. I'm going to head out. This is crazy, miraculous opportunity that's going on, whether I appreciate or I don't. My loss if I don't. If I do, if I start waking up to it, man, that is life. Hazrat Ali said, I heard, I don't know how authentic it is, but it is said that Hazrat Ali said that dig a grave in your backyard and lay in it every night or every evening for a bit so that you can, kind of remember where you're heading. I know it's kind of, people will say, that's a very dark. No, it's not. Half of the reality is death. If you are kind of, no, I don't want to think about it, that's very ignorant. And it's a blessing. If there is no death, you're in hell. In hell there will be no death. And imagine if nothing was dying. Where would you stand? All the trees and animals and people and it's a blessing also. How you look at it. And the amount of, its presence, it's in our face. Just turn on the news right now. Just, open up your cell and look at how many people have gone. So that is another area. How you sit with it and how you begin to understand it. How you align with it. How you start making associations and personal understanding connection with it. That is, these are the exercises that will build another area. So we have, first of all, as a warm-up, we must have ability to, be in solitude, silent mind, and then the first area we talked about was nature. And in nature, Google's search engine's blinking cursor is a great portal to get deeper into nature. Pick anything. How does the blood clot? You're blown away. Whatever. And we are, we are in the times where we can do that. So it's, may Allah Ta'ala make me the foremost person to take advantage of this, and all of us. Third area, self. Nature, time, self. Know who you are. I am no ordinary thing. By which I mean none of us. Miracle height. Man, you have to know your value, who you are in this universe. Whatever, we are like 230,000 years old species, and we are already ruling the planet. We are not just ruling, we are ruining it. We are making a mess of it. But it tells the power. If I ask you, who are you? Probably, but I'm Jamal from Pakistan. No, that's your name and that's the place you come from. Who are you? Okay, I'm my thoughts, my minds, my feelings. No, all of those are yours. Who are you? The one who's thinking and feeling and da-da-da. And you can say, oh, I'm that whole, combination of everything, my personality. No, all of that is yours. There is something that has all of those. What is that? And Quran says, they ask you about the ruh. Tell them that it's the amr of Allah and that you are not given much knowledge of it. And the best way for me to take a glimpse of it is that I ask you to right now look at this screen. Now I want you to look at yourself looking at the screen. Now look at yourself looking at the screen. And you can go one step further. Look at yourself looking at yourself looking at the screen. I lost myself here. You can step back inwards as far as you want, but you lose track at one point. That elusive dot of consciousness is where, that fountainhead of my existence, your existence is. And there's no end to it. There's not a bottom to it that you can reach after a lot of meditation. All the people who have successfully meditated say that it's an infinite. It opens up a whole new dimension if you go into it. The power of it. These are all exercises. You begin to kind of turn inward and start realizing that, hey, who am I? How am I? Well, whatever. Whatever is your weight, let's say you're 140, 150, whatever, 180. When you walk around, you are weightless. But there's no, if I give you 140 pounds of bricks and say walk around with it, that's trouble. You cannot. But you walk around with an absolute, you think of something, you do it. That's kind of, a mini, that's a gift of Allah Ta'ala. Allah Ta'ala says, kun, and it happens. We say kun in our head, and it happens in our head also. And we are able to do many of those things also. So, we are absolutely amazingly powerful. We are precious. We can do a lot of things. But there is a purpose for us. And stuff like that. So, when you are in solitude, and if you can tune to it, if I can tune to that inner self in my solitude, and really begin to sense it. Quran says a lot of places that, if you do shukr, you do it for yourself. If you do goodness, you do it for yourself. If you do jihad, you do it for yourself. If you do bad, you do it for yourself, on yourself. So whatever we are doing, we are impacting primarily, that inner thing. So tuning to that, knowing it, and valuing it, knowing it that this is the most precious thing you got. This is the very thing that you are accountable for. This is the gift of Allah. This is the center of it. You know, we go around our day, we, touch different pockets of our life. We are with family, we are with work, we are with friends, we are watching TV, we think about politics, we general public, whatever it is, different aspects of our, inner being opens up, but the common denominator in all those situations remains you. So if you turn around and if you are able to tweak something in here, if I can fix some issue and increase something good, that will reflect in all of my, areas of life. So instead of improving my, focusing on improving my work or my relationship with my kids or my friends or whatever it is, the best way to improve life is not to try to fix things out there, rather turn inward and build that inner muscle and your own recognize. Rama Iqbal was all about holy. I mean, so that's what it is. Holy. That's the main thing. So we got 3 areas. The 4th area is values. Value system. When you are within yourself, the task, the exercise, the next level of exercise is that you will begin to see what is good and what is not good. Value system is something that is for us what is water for fish. Fish lives in water. We live in value system. Right now, you're saying, okay, this guy is making sense, and this guy is just making noise. Whatever is there is a value judgment going on. Even on the highway when you're driving a car, the slightest correction in your steering is rooted in value system. You're avoiding something bad, you're maintaining something good. Value system is what we are about. Life is about good and bad. It is absolutely nothing else is going on. You cannot be awake and not processing what to do. What if you don't do will not do you good? What to maintain? So this is so it's just within your center, the whole universe. You are tightly coming inward. You have your share of time. Now you are within yourself, and now you are in the core of yourself also. Your value system, and you if you can work there. If you can say, this is what is weak in me. It's easier said than done. Nobody knows it better than me. This is just words coming out. I'm just sharing that hopefully somebody else will get lit. And, we'll move on. I pray that you are put life in my words. For me foremost. That's word. That is what Quran is about. Quran gives the value system. This is what is, what Rabbul Alameen is like. This is what Rabbul Alameen does not like. It's not worthy of it. That is deen. Rabbul Alameen, deen. What is deen? Deen is that criteria. That godly. Allah Ta'ala likes certain things. He's a certain way. And then there are things that are ungodlike. And that can't be close to. So he establishes that You want to be close to me? Here is the Deen. Deen is value system. This is good, this is what is not good. Tune to it. So, to have the ability to do it yourself, grandest work of all. Grandest work of all. Amazing, that's it. If one can do that, you rule the universe, man. You rule it. Whether somebody else acknowledges or not. That's what it is. It's amazing. That's what the dervish and fakir and stuff like Islamic use those terms. A man who has made to that level where he's ruling the universe, what is Alexander the Great holding in front of him? He's all about the world. He's going to die in 15 years empty-handed. Gone. Right? So that's the fourth area of sitting and building. And the fifth area is Rabbul Alameen. That's your relationship with Rabbul Alameen. Who, and it's unending. It grows. I just dua is all that is it. One of the things is that we are going about this life. There is a context in our head all the time. 24/7, 365, there's a certain understanding that we carry about life, and that is how we are operating. We know we are in Rolling Meadows ISNS. Sunday, Jamal is talking, and this is adult education. This is a context. And, beyond that also, you have family, friends, work, whatnot, and that is a big context that we carry subconsciously. The ability to understand, how deeply can you understand the totality of your own concept? Right? How have I understood the totality of universe? And if I have understood it one way and now I'm just operating on auto, I can be easily hijacked, especially these days. So many things are happening within like 45 seconds. I'm totally elsewhere if I'm on auto. So the more consciousness that you have that you are existing, this is miraculous universe, temporary, I have to be, aware of all this. I have to live accordingly. That is a higher level. We usually, one of the things what I wanted to add was all of this context thing. The main thing that I wanted to make sure, may Allah Ta'ala make it clear for all of us. The totality is that Rabbul Alameen is here, right now. And He has created this. This is temporary, and we are going to wake up. There is a life after that. So in our totality, if I can, in my daily context, normal living, if I can carry that, hey, I'll be waking up on the other side. And that's the, where accountability is, and that's the eternal, and that's where I need to be successful and whatever. So, not just the immediate life, but the whole context, that subconscious level that you carry, Rabbul Alameen, the more clear we are on the totality of it, the stronger we are inside. Soul will be stronger. So we have 5 areas. If I can give you one saying That is, if one can live in such a way that for him or her, every single moment is miraculous, and every breath is one shot, is running out of time. All the clocks are running backwards actually. And God as his or her audience, the one audience that if I can carry is God, that will be, then we're talking. So having these sets of, kind of exercises and areas, and to work this, what happens is that the individual, one person, me in my case, you in your case, wakes up, is strong, upright, is in the right place. One person. That's the benefit, first benefit of it. That person is what we need in today's time. We are in a very, very precarious times. There are 3 threats that are possible. World War III, climate change, and the tech revolution. Tech revolution is already the artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchains, and stuff like that is changing the game in such a powerful way that nobody can predict what 2050 looks like at all. It's up in the air. They don't know. I mean, they can economically try to make sense of it. They can give different moral, politically they can give different morals, socially, but they can't, they are dying something to make sense. For example, I need a, give me a second. For example, driving cars, driverless cars. So they have to make this algorithm that if there's a cliff on one side and 2 kids jump in front of the car trying to get a ball, what should the car do? Should the driver of the car, or the owner of the car die, or the 2 kids die? Now it's no more philosophical question. It's no more moral issue. It's not a debate anymore. It needs an answer. What is the right answer? And there's a debate. Who's going to make sense? Whoever is most clear, whoever is most well developed, whoever makes most sense, longest sense, will prevail. So we need Muslims. If we don't wake up, if we think it's yet another, 1980s, 90s, 2000s and 2010s, and we are yet another Sunday at ISNS, it's the same, inertia, you're sleeping. The world has changed under feet, and we should be up for it. And being up, one person up, it's like, it's contagious. It catches on. Everything catches on, actually. If a down person can also bring other people down also. But this is how community can be built also. And communal is the most powerful thing today. Individually, you know, a lot of, you see great people, beautiful people and da-da-da. The communal model is missing. So something that works for community. And we need a working model, And that will show the humanity that, okay, this is what it is. You know, when Sahaba went to Indonesia, they did not preach. They were just living there. They were just living, walking Quran and the models of what their hearts were. And Indonesian relations are, to this day, Muslims, better Muslims than Arabs. Stuff like that. When it makes sense, nothing succeeds like success. We have to have a working model. Enough talking. I'm talking great. Perhaps. But it's nothing. 5 minutes later, there's nothing left of it. Everybody will be busy elsewhere. I myself. The trick is living it out, really making it happen. And when it happens communally, that is what will count. That is what the world needs. For ISNS, I request all of you that build yourselves, because the world needs it. Your own foremost beneficiary is yourself, anyways. But the world also needs you. ISNS, when you're here, there are 4 or 5 things that I want to share that all of us should have that sense. And for others also. We should have sense of security being connected to ISNS. All of the people who walk in should have that sense of security that, hey, I run into any problem, I'm okay. I have ISNS. Whether it's financial, emotional, legal, health, whatever. That sense of security will be so great. And it can be generated. People who are already connected here should generate it, and it will become a magnet for others who will walk in, they'll sense it. Another sense that needs to be built. We were talking about, doing exercises for self. Now these are exercises for ISNS, community. We should cultivate sense of belonging, sense of brotherhood, sense of togetherness. We are one. We are one. We are one. I should care about you the way I care about myself. That's worth cultivating. I love you, I appreciate you, I take care of you as I take care of myself and my own loved ones. Because you should be my loved ones. Your honor, your mal and Jaan is more sacred than Kaaba. I didn't say that. I didn't make it up. Someone who cannot lie, who has spoken the truth, has said that. And you should give me that honor. I should give you that honor. That is how much I should be, careful with you. And this needs to be cultivated. Forget about everybody else. These 10 people and one guy, you did. We need to do this. Forget about everybody else. We need to cultivate this. Another thing is, we have a sense of security, sense of togetherness, sense of ownership. the house of Allah. It's my responsibility. I will take care of it. Whoever else, somebody else takes care of it. We must. All its operations, all its goals, all its vision, all its the things that needs to be worked at, I must contribute. I must have this place should be full of life. Fourth is sense of direction. Where are we going? What are we up to? What are we doing? Just a regular, the Sunday school is going on for 30 years. Adult program is going on for 20 years. Tafsir is going on for 30 years. This is regular stuff. So this is kind of daily. We are not going anywhere with it. It's just regular stuff that needs to be done. It's not taking us somewhere. It's just it will build our kid and ourselves and that. But where are we going? What are we up to? What is it that is ticking in us, that drives us, that we want to do it? We wake up, and that is, that's what we need to do. That's driving me. I just what's the driving? Where are we going? Where do we need to be? 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. And so these senses needs to be built also. And that's, if I ever become an upright person, strong, I should cultivate this. So I'm now not only working on myself, I'm working with everybody, every life that I touch also. And then the future of humanity. And I'll tie where I started from. We are in a great grave dangers and threats and challenges. Honest to goodness, the kids of our kids will inherit absolutely different world. There will be if the trend is, the trajectory is suicidal. It's horrendous. The things that can go wrong. And everybody have lost their stories. West has lost all sense. They cannot trust anything anymore. Not their government, not anything they say. Economy, capitalism, human rights, da-da-da. It's all just, empty talk now. Nothing is making sense for them. Nothing. And the true spirit of being of Allah is nothing to talk about. Do you know Quran is not a book of paper and ink. We say Quran and we think of book, paper and ink. No. Quran means recital. Quran, Iqra, Quran, something that you recite. So when I recite it, that's when Quran appears. It happens when I stop, it wraps up. It's not the book. It's the actual recital when it's done. And I have to live it. It's not just air coming out of my mouth. And when I do that, that is when answers will come for the humanity. I think I should stop here. Just like Rabbul Alameen puts life in things, men, animals, plants, viruses, and all that. It is Rabbul Alameen who puts life in words also. The word will fall on the floor with thud. Zero meaning dead. But Rabbul Alameen can put life in them, so I make dua that Yahweh have mercy on all of us. Thank
you. So we can start questions now, right?
Okay.
So it was a great presentation, Jamal Asif Bhai. And Sharif Bhai, you can start question.
Jamal Bhai, as always, your presentation was emotionally intelligent, graphic, and very expressive. Was there a particular reason, the list of 5 elements that you discussed today, is there sense to that order? You started with nature, time, self, value system, and then you ended with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What was the reasoning or logic behind that order? Why wasn't Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first? And why was nature first? And then why was the other things in the middle?
It's like, when you go mountaineering, imagine that you go to Everest, you go to base camp, and then there are, camps that are there. So you start from the lowest point, trying to reach the highest point at the end. And that is the place. If one can really, as a matter of fact, all these peaks are limitless. But if one can conquer all these, the final point that you reach, it beholds a view, a vista that captures totality. It is amazing. If I have ever seen the glimpse of it, if I've smelled a ramak of it, ever, if I've ever been to, there's nothing better than that. So I think that's in my mind, it's chronological from.
So, Jamal Bhai, I think we started with the nature, time, and I think the 4th was the last of the Quran, right? So, and all are tied together with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This I think you were trying to explain.
Of course. I mean, Rabbul Alameen is the source of everything.
Right.
And that's the one we are returning to. So, in this kind of one yo-yo, that's all there is actually. We are here a little bit far away from Rabbul Alameen. Apparently, we can't see first hand, but that's the main thing. In all the things should be oriented to that, otherwise it's lost cause. So, nature, he produced nature, he produced time, he produced self, he produced value system. So, I don't know.
And just to comment, like if someone asks me what is life and death, so this is how I describe. Creation of the soul is basically life, right? And this Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made a process. When man and women come together, right? And the moment zygote form, and immediately a soul is created and, plug into that thing, and then process start. And death is nothing but soul, once created, is going to live ever. It's not going to die, right? Either you're going to land up into heaven or hell, but soul is going to exist forever, right? So, Jamal Bhai, you talk about training for soul. But what about protecting the soul? Because now you are here, heating is running, when you are outside you are having warm clothes. So you try to protect your physical health, right? But we need to protect our soul as well. Because soul is impacted through positive things. You are happy, you are excited, right? That's kind of good food for the soul. But let's say you got fear, you got hatred, right? That's going to have negative impact on your soul. So how do you think we can balance this thing?
Well, absolutely. Yeah, that is the name of the game. That is, when you get into your value system, that is whatever, garbage in, garbage out. This system also says, when a wrong is done, one black dot is on the heart, and then eventually the heart can come. But so that is absolutely, that's what's going on in all our lives. And it's a natural thing. That's the name of the game. Surah Shams, it says also in Shaitan. فَأَلْهَمَهَا فَجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا. For the nafs, the individual, who has been established, who got mature. فَأَلْهَمَهَا فَجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. And he has been ilham kar diya usse, taught him what is wrong, fear and all those negative things, and what is taqwa. قَدْ أَفْلَحَا مَنْ زَكَّاهَا. Whoever purifies himself succeeds. وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا. Whoever corrupts fails. Yeah, this is, that's the name of it. It's an ongoing process, very dynamic, hits are coming, especially these days, and the people who are aware, mindful, conscious, God conscious, they are the ones who protect. When Rabbul Alameen, when Shaitan tempted with Adam, and they were sent down, and Shaitan said, I'm not going to leave this guy. I'm going to sit in front and right and left and walk on his path. No. And Rabbul Alameen said that sounds good, but you're not going to have power on the people who are sincere. So the people of consciousness, sincerity will be protected. I am not sure.
Thank you.
Yes, Jamal bhai, my question is that what would be the right answer in your point of view about the two kids are playing on the road and one side is rock and person is driving automatic car?
So let me acclimate it. If you are having driverless car and you're driving in Uttar Pradesh, if cow is coming in front of you and the kids, you hit the kids.
Allah Akbar. Yes, this is in AI, driverless cars. That's a great, work that's going on. The car is sensing everything that's going on. People standing on the sidewalk, walking by. The car is reading everything. And machine learning is going on also and everything. And so there's on those, on what basis? If you're in India, your basis shift. Your algorithm change. Well, so if you are in Denmark, it changes further. So what's the right answer? And that's what I'm saying, that, Islam will come up with the answer. I don't have that. I don't have
Right. I mean, I just want to add, I don't know what Islam has that's related to that algorithm that's being created. Algorithm is being created by a human being. So it's as simple as, all right, just let the kids go down or let the car go down, right? So from Islamic perspective, I guess you let the car go down and then save 2 lives.
Yes, that's what.
That's basically, that's how we feel about it, right?
That's
But we are talking
others-
about 2050, that's
Yeah.
why I'm asking.
Yeah.
What would be the
Value
answer?
system will change from region to region.
Right, but still, it depends on the algorithm that's being created by a human being, right? It will always be like that. You will never have intelligence, artificial intelligence, you'll have it, but the artificial intelligence won't make up its mind because it doesn't have emotion. Right? We have emotion
Yes,
as human
exactly,
beings.
exactly.
We are setting the algorithm in a way that you want to save human lives
Exactly.
and let the material go down,
Right.
basically, right?
Exactly.
I just have a different question. So you were talking a little bit about self, you were talking about solitude. There's a medical and psychological term called internal monologue, IM. You may have heard of that. What's your thought on IM versus solitude and self? Are they one and the same, you think, in your opinion? Or, because internal monologue is you're having a discussion or dialogue with yourself. And in solitude also, you're by yourself in the middle of the night, you're trying to establish a line with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do you have any thoughts on that, or am I off base?
Yeah, internal monologue might be what you are referring to is some specific study or paper or something. I'm not familiar with that, but just at the surface of it, I think in a monologue is part of solitude.
That's what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure how to connect the 2 dots. You may want to look into that. I'm curious, but I'll look into that as well.
In Salat also, when you are reciting Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. It's not just empty, just the words you say. The real thing comes when you actually feel something, see something, you say, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. And that's a different kind of soul, but that means some internal dialogue has gone, which has produced this. So still it's a solitude. As an event from slow time comes to mind, someone in the back, when it was said, so somebody in the back added something. And Rasulullah turned around after Salah and said, who added this? He said, he kind of appreciated that. So the inner dialogue for that Sahabi went and he, said something. So for me, that inner dialogue is key. I mean, in solitude, my internal dialogue, what happens is that I am thinking about, okay, I have to take care of my kids, things, and da. So in my inner dialogue, I have audience. I'm thinking about my daughter and her college and the staff there and the professor and department. So I have the whole, that is also inner dialogue. But that is not solitude. Solitude is you on you.
Yeah, one way, 2 more minutes.
Okay, sorry. I thought have you had me?
Maximum can be 11:45,
Sorry.
right? Worst case.
Sorry, I missed the first part of it. Came a little late, but I was just reading the. First of all, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, all praise to Allah. I just want to say the tarif of Allah here, praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that if you look at all these innovations, all these technologies, all these things are coming down, climate changes, all these things happening. And we have to look at this and go back and look at ourselves. And I always get amazed when how, as human being, we have the same features that we had hundreds and millions of years ago. Allah created, the humanity. And we're still facing the things that we're facing now that nobody can even come close to matching our eyes. When I'm driving a car, how fast I can move, reflect. It's amazing. And how disease in the world that happened years ago, now they're facing all these problems, and our body can still withstand that and has mechanism to defend itself. It's amazing. So just praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just on that particular thing. I mean, there's hundreds of billions of years we can keep praising, but it's still not enough. But that's all I need to, because it's just amazing. Think about it, reflect it on yourself, because this is what you have to do, constant reflection. It's amazing, because we sometimes get awe when we see a car driving by itself. Oh my God, we see this car, you look at your eyes, how fast you react to a rock coming, you know what to protect it right away.
Yeah.
It's a mechanism built inside of you.
Absolutely.
Amazing. It's just, we all play ball in some way and form, and we have this quick reflexes.
Yeah.
So that's one point. Number two, Jamal Bhai, alhamdulillah, you always push to do something, and alhamdulillah, I really appreciate your effort. But I think you should take in charge here and come up with a plan because somebody has to start, and then hopefully, inshallah, you start to, the bucket will fill, but drop one at a time, and you will be the initial part of it, inshallah, and then we can follow suit. Because I think what's happening here, we like you said, we're talking, but nothing is happening, and inshallah, I think somebody should do, and people see the benefits of it. Because I think the people are not looking the benefits because they're waiting for something to happen. We're becoming reactive instead of acting first and reacting later on. We should be proactive. Because later on, who knows? Like you said, things will happen bad, and then we have to react, and it'll be too late. Who knows? Allah alam. So, why should we wait? That's all I need to say.
Umar and everybody else, please make dua
Sure.
for me also and for everybody else. So we need to do a lot of work.
So thank you so much, Brother Jamal Asif Bhai. It was great, and
Jazakallah
mashallah
khair.
was mind-blowing and soul-searching. Was very beneficial. Next Sunday, inshallah, Attorney Amina Saeed will be here, and she's going to talk on estate planning with wills and trusts, which is really important. So next week, need to figure out if Brother Jawadul Haq or Brother Umar are going to take a Quranic Arabic class. Of course, we need to learn and teach. That's the methodology we will have. So next week, maybe our time can change, but we'll communicate accordingly. So thank you all of you for joining the session, and please help me wrap up this chair. And I think this will become for you, sir.
Jamal bhai, I'm really sorry. You could hear me snoring, but now I have some